You're watching Russ Cam.
Yeah, that's it, that's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Greg Lutz. I'm the product manager at ComponentOne for all of our XAML products like Silverlight, WPF, Windows Phone, and WinRT. I have a lot of experience with the ComponentOne OLAP. We currently have 4 versions of OLAP. We have OLAP for WinForms, OLAP for Silverlight, OLAP for LightSwitch, and OLAP for SharePoint.
Well, as you guys both know, Grape City acquired ComponentOne this year, and Grape City, of course, had the ActiveAnalysis, which they acquired from Data Dynamics, and now also ComponentOne has an OLAP solution. Now,
Yes.
some of our users might be a little confused as to which one to use or go. There's a little bit of overlap and similarity on those particular components, so maybe you guys can talk to that. I know, Greg, you were saying yesterday some of the things that some of the OLAP components can do, and what users consider, you know, when they're looking at these controls.
I mean, yeah, like ActiveAnalysis, OLAP is mainly used for delivering ad hoc reporting in the form of pivot tables. OLAP, the ComponentOne OLAP also includes built-in charts as well. So basically, you connect the OLAP panel or the OLAP grid to any type of data source that you want, any type of data source that you would normally use in your .NET programming, or if you're using LightSwitch or SharePoint, whatever type of data source works for that environment. And basically, all of the fields from that data source will get displayed in the OLAP panel, and the users can drag and drop those fields into various boxes, either the row box or the column box, and create your own pivot table. Users can then save their views, create a list of views, they can toggle between the views to quickly and get instant, up-to-date information on their data.
All right, and you were saying one of the key differences, though, in terms of somebody was like using ActiveAnalysis, let's say, with cube data, that would be something more that would ActiveAnalysis would be a better fit.
Sure, ActiveAnalysis definitely has better integration with SQL Server analysis services.
Right.
Yes.
So if someone has that kind of requirement, that's the component they should be looking at.
Yes. Now, so the data source for the OLAP products is pretty much going to be your standard .NET IEnumerable collections, your data tables, that sort of thing.
So in the case if they were using some kind of a cube data source, they'd have to basically take a slice of that and then pass it into the OLAP component if we were to ever go that route.
Sure. Okay. The other thing, the OLAP products, at least for the WinForms and Silverlight, they include all of the hundreds or whatever of the UI controls that we include in the studio. So not only do you get the OLAP parts of the UI, but you get the rest of your UI. So what some of our customers have been able to do is they'll combine the OLAP with a ribbon or with our docking controls to create a complete application. The rest of the controls in the ComponentOne Studios you get with the OLAP.
And that's an important thing to note too, because the OLAP controls are included with our C1 Ultimate, and ActiveAnalysis is not. There's another suite, the Power Suite, with Spread, ActiveAnalysis, and AR7. So again, this is just want to point some clarification out for our potential customers. Those are looking at the two different controls. I know, for the most part, the controls have been very complementary between the two companies, but this one here is a little bit of overlap in terms of the function, their functionality. Sure. Yeah. So what do you think of that, Luke? I mean,
yeah, right on. And really, I think the key difference, as far as I understand, I've not looked at the OLAP control just yet, but I will, is that really I think ActiveAnalysis is a data visualization control, whereas the OLAP control might be more for pivot tables, and you can probably bind them to charts if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Right. Well, you bind it to your data source, then there's a chart that gets generated.
Okay.
The chart complements the grid. It's just another way. You're viewing the same data just in a different manner with the charts.
And whereas with inside ActiveAnalysis, when you drop these fields into the shelves, which I think would be boxes, it actually generates the charts onto the canvas. So it gives you like a kind of the best practice display for that data visualization. So if you have customers with products, you might get a line chart just without any additional, hooking up. It just works like that. So.
Now I know also ActiveAnalysis is supported in Azure too. Now is that the case with OLAP or OLAP controls?
Well, see, we currently do not have an ASP.NET version of OLAP.
All right.
So there would be a key difference. But see, if you're looking at the platforms, you have LightSwitch, you have SharePoint. So if you're working in either of those, you'd have to use the OLAP.
Okay. All right.
Very nice.
All right.
And another interesting thing about the ComponentOne OLAP is that anyone who's familiar with the ComponentOne controls, the OLAP controls are based off of them. So the C1 chart control and the C1 flex grid control are the basis for the OLAP controls.
So you got ease of use there for
Yes,
people that are familiar with those.
Yes. So they fit in very nicely with the studios.
Yeah.
The full studios of control.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, I'm glad we got to have melting of the minds here on
Yeah,
these two
right.
different products.
Well,
I
let's
know
get
there's
this
always
on
lots of
camera.
questions, so thanks a
Great
lot,
meeting
guys.
you.
Great meeting you,
Really
Greg.
appreciate it.
Stay tuned for outtakes and photos after this short message.
Hey Luke, have you seen the Star Wars version of Angry Birds?
No, I'm not.
See, I got it right here. You go ahead and shoot this thing. Darth Vader will come up here and say, you know, you didn't pass the level. There we go. There it is. See, there's
Level
Darth Vader. Now we need to get it going. Luke, right? That's it.
Still your father.
There we go. Go to ComponentOne.com/RussCam to find other episodes and check out my blog. Don't miss an issue of the RussCam TV Daily News with feeds from over 400 industry influentials. Subscribe today at russcam.componentone.com. Plus follow RussCam TV on Twitter and Facebook.